to the zone with Rgb and Mike. Anthony's here too, let's ride the hype. Bigfoot's on the run, Area 51's tight. Digging deep for truth, we ain't afraid to fight. Black Earth theories got us spinning wild. JFK secrets hidden in the files. Illuminati whispers, fashion crooked smiles. I won't tune in, sit back and stay a while. Conspiracy chaos, we uncover the lies. Deep state shadows, yeah, they can't disguise. We're cracking codes, watch the truth arise. Let the chaos reign, tearing through the skies. CIA plots under moonlight schemes. Hidden agendas ain't as crazy as they seem. Voices in the dark amplifying dreams. Conspiracy chaos, nothing's what it seems. Follow the breadcrumbs, follow the light. In the rabbit hole with us, pitch black night. Rgb and Mike, guided by our might. Anthony with wisdom, out of sight. Conspiracy chaos, we uncover the lies. Deep state shadows, yeah, they can't disguise. We're cracking codes, watch the truth arise. Let the chaos reign, tearing through the skies.
Let's go. We're back with another episode of Conspiracy Chaos. My name is Roger, aka RGB. Joining me, as always, we got my guy Florida Mike in the building. What's up, bro?
What up, Pepper? How we doing tonight?
I'm chilling, man. Area 51 Anthony will not be with us tonight. He's on a little family vacation. His kids got him on roller coasters. He's been putting his head into a bag for the past hour and a half, it looked like, on the videos we've seen.
What up, Pat?
Right back to it. Patrick, what's up, brother? Appreciate you jumping on. Mike, man, we're gonna get into a little something different tonight. I know this is a topic you're not too familiar with. That's kind of why I thought it'd be a little bit fun episode. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Betty and Barney Hill abduction. So it's an interesting case, man. It really is. This is these guys were on a lonely highway, missing time, and boom. They don't know how long they were gone. They don't like everything about the whole story is absolutely crazy. So I'll give you a little breakdown. Like, it was September 19th, 1961. Betty and Barney Hill were driving home from a vacation to Canada. Cruising through the White Mountains of New Hampshire, an empty road late at night, quiet and peaceful. Betty sees something strange in the sky. A light at first, she thinks it's a star, but then it starts to move. Not like a plane, not like anything she or Barney has ever seen, but a bouncing and zigzagging. And it starts to get a little bit closer. They pull over. Barney grabs his binoculars, sees a craft. Metallic, silent, and in the windows, figures watching them. So they could actually see extraterrestrials or whatever the case may be, some type of pilot of these crafts. A lot of times you hear reports of there's no windows, you don't see anything. He says, one figure speaks to him without words. Stay where you are, keep looking, is what the creature said. That shit, dude, if I'm out somewhere, because I'm always looking in the sky, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get that vibe.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I would have goosebumps, like about 8 inches sticking out of my arms. And I'd probably have to wear a diaper because I'd probably shit my pants in that situation.
I swear to this day that I saw one, and it was weird. So I was in the front of my house, and I was just looking up because in a clear day, like, you could see a ton of stars and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm looking like southwest, and I see these two lights, and they're like moving parallel of each other, but rather quick, but not, and they're going through the sky. Next thing you know, they're coming right at me. And the lights are getting bigger, 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 and then all of a sudden it takes off.
Damn.
And I was like, and when I say like close, it was probably, I don't know, a mile, but it was looked big. It looked big,
You
and
could
then
see it getting bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And everybody's like, oh, I'd run so fast, but like, you really don't, because you're just so focused on it. You're like, what could that be?
Well, that's
Like,
a lot of times too. You hear people, even when they see something in the sky, or like Bigfoot sightings. A lot of people are like, I froze up. I didn't think to get my camera out. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something people even think about, dude. It's just, you're so frozen in time that you're just like, oh my God, did I really see that? Like, I'll give you an example. I seen a SpaceX. This was a few years back. Me and my wife were outside. I think we're having a fire or whatever. And she goes, what? And she didn't want to tell me. She's one of those things like, what is that? And we both look up, bro. And it was a SpaceX launch where you seen the satellite going up or whatever. But we didn't know at the time what it was, or 5-6 years ago. It was during COVID, I'm pretty sure. So, but like to see it, you're like, yo, that thing's the size of like, I don't know, it's like 3 18-wheelers. Like that's from that far away, and you can see how long it is. Like that's a big craft. But to
Yeah.
not know what it is, man, it is a little chilling and disturbing for sure.
My mother, I think she was a kid, but she was there when the Challenger took off and blew up. And then when I was a kid,
Was she in Florida?
yeah, she's been in Florida. And when I was a kid, she took me over there. I think I was probably like maybe 3 to 5. She took me over there, Titusville, whatever, and we watched a rocket take off.
Mm-hmm.
But like what I know now and what I could have saw then, dude, I
Two
thought that
different things.
yeah, man, that would be amazing.
Two
But
different things.
let me ask you this: the Betty and Barney Hill, when they they claimed they're abducted, it was 1961. When was that treaty put into place, and were they like near a national park?
I'm not sure. That's a great question. That Eisenhower Treaty was, let's see, I'll look it up real quick. That's a good question. I'm not sure. Eisenhower, I want to say it was Eisenhower, right?
I think so. Or Orwell, Eisenhower.
Orwell was the author of 1984 author.
Okay.
So I don't know if they were near a national park.
I'm
That
looking it
agreement,
up right now.
yeah, 1954 was the treaty.
1954,
Yeah, and they were abducted. What I say, 61, correct?
61. Betty and
Yeah.
Barney Hill incident. White White Mountain National Forest.
National Forest. Damn, dude, right off the rip. That okay? So this was like one of the first reported abductions, like that was actually taken seriously. Um, that's the whole big thing with it. So like after, let me get back to where I was here. Speak to him. So Barney, he freaked out after the creature or the craft or whatever it was telepathically told him stay where you are. He freaked out, runs back to the car, they floor it. And then beep beep, a strange sound, and suddenly it's 2 hours later. They're 35 miles down the road with no memory of what happened. They got home, everything's okay, but Betty's dress is torn. Barney's shoes are scuffed. Their watches stopped working, and they both have like a strange, like uneasy feeling. In the movie Fire in the Sky, it's kind of a similar thing. It was a longer period of time where there was a time lapse, but it's a very similar story to Travis Walton's story, where he woke up, he was like naked in the woods, like no clothes, like all this very similar on both
Yeah,
sides of it.
I think and also another one too. Like 'cause when you said that and how that scenario is Close Encounter of the Third Kind.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, like it was very brief, but it felt forever, and like he had like a weird memory. And then all of a sudden, he started getting like visions
Yeah.
throughout the movie. And then he started sculpting them like what mashed potatoes, I think it was.
Yeah, yeah, it was mashed potatoes. Yep.
Yeah, you remember that? Like, but I feel like all of the movies have the same narrative too. Like, I know you haven't seen Flight of the Navigator,
Nah.
but the kid gets abducted, and then he comes back, and like everybody's old, but he feels like he hasn't been gone that long.
Yeah, that's
Like
crazy.
it is, yeah, dude. It's great. I think that's what happens. They get old when he gets back, and then they have to fix it. He goes
Yeah,
back on.
I gotta watch that. I'm gonna try to find that
But
and watch that.
Flight of the Navigator. That's a good like UFO movie.
So after all that, Betty starts having dreams, vivid dreams, repeating it, and she's repeating it. In them, she and Barney are taken aboard a spacecraft, examined by non-human beings. She even sees a star map, a kind of cosmic chart shown to her by one of the entities. Barney, though, he's repressing something. He doesn't dream. He panics. He gets ulcers. He can't sleep. Eventually, they seek help. They see Dr. Benjamin Simon, a psychiatrist who uses hypnosis separately over multiple sessions. And under hypnosis, both Betty and Barney describe nearly identical experiences being taken in medical procedures, cold, and personal beings. They don't just match. Barney describes things that Betty only dreamed. Coincidence, shared trauma, or a deeper truth. Like, obviously, I've heard people having the same dreams and shit, but like to have such a traumatic event and something like that, like the time lapse, their watches stopped working. Like, there's a lot of shit.
Yeah, like in one of her dreams where she maps out a star map, and it
Zeta
actually
Reticuli, I bet it's gonna pop up.
yeah, exactly, and then it matches an actual star map,
Yep.
you know, or whatever constellation, whatever they call it, constellation
Constellations,
name,
yeah.
reticuli.
Yep. This is actually where it goes next. Like, here's where it gets wild. Betty draws the star map she says she saw on the ship. Years later, amateur astronomer Marjorie Fish claims it matches the Zeta Reticuli system, a real binary star 39 light years away. Dude, everything comes back to the Zeta Reticuli. Everything. Like, so many, like, alien or UFOs, or anytime says like someone spoke to an extraterrestrial, it always seems to be the Zeta Reticuli. Why, I don't know, but it just seems to be the case. Skeptics call it a lucky guess, but hey, what are the odds? So some other theories. This was actual alien abduction, classic, old school. The beings from this Zeta Reticuli. Maybe this, I don't know, it's really how it went down. It could be sleep deprivation, psychological stress. They were an interracial couple in 1961. That wasn't a very common thing or a thing at all back then. So they're under some real like pressure on the personal side of things, as well on the social side of things. But also, this is the middle of the night, 1961, coming down a mountain road. Like, how much stress is there on a mountain road? Unless it's September, so it's not even snowing up there. Like,
No,
that's a nice country ride down the mountain kind of thing.
yeah, probably very quiet.
Yeah, dude.
Nose down, chilling.
Absolutely, bro. It could be a false memory, hypnosis contamination. Hypnosis can implement ideas. So that's another theory. And then obviously we have to always bring it back to Uncle Sam and the government experiment, mind control, secret aircraft, maybe even MK Ultra vibes. We don't know. We don't know. Here's a funny one, a spinoff of Betty and Barney Hill. Their granddaughter, Angela Hill, is a professional MMA fighter. She fights in the UFC. She's been on a bunch of cards. She's been on a bunch of pay-per-views, fight nights, the whole nine. She actually did a Rogan appearance about 2 years ago. And as they were wrapping up the podcast, she tells Joe, "Did you know my grandparents are Betty and Barney Hill?" And he's like, "What? We could have done a whole 2-hour podcast just on this topic alone." He goes, "What are you kidding me?"
That's crazy.
So I hope he has her back on and talk more about that.
Yeah, that would sure. I clicked on the Zeta Reticuli.
Yeah.
Okay, so and this is where I have questions, right? Like, we can't find out what's at the bottom of the ocean, but we can find out what's 39.3 light years away. So, and it shows like a map.
But we don't have the technology to get back to the moon. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Come on, bro. These fucking
Like, how are you? So yeah, she came up with this. I'm not doubting that at all. But on the map, it's literally like this itty bitty little thing. You tell me that's where she was taken or kidnapped from, or that's where the alien came from,
Right.
extraterrestrial. Man,
Yep. They know, bro. They told her.
it's part of the Zeta Hercules moving group, co-moving stars that share a common origin. It's similar to those of the sun. Characteristics similar to those of the sun.
So
They're spraying, so I can't look, but
I'm not sure. I don't remember a big movie on this, or maybe they had a book deal or something back in the 60s, but why would two normal people invent a story like this They never profited off of it and stick to it for life if it wasn't true. They
Yeah.
never profited. They weren't fame seekers. They just wanted answers. So in the cultural chaos, after the story goes public in 1965, it explodes. Book deals, TV, movies, public debates. And suddenly the term alien abduction enters the American conscious. This story starts it all. Before the Hills, no gray aliens, no big-eyed beings, no typical abduction narrative. After the Hills, it was a whole genre. It was truther, the birth of a cultural myth. So what do you think happened on that New Jersey highway, man? Do you think these people were abducted?
Like, if they were abducted, and like everybody else who gets abducted, how come nobody ever knows what they do? Like they always say,
Right.
"Oh, they ran tests on my body," but they don't say like what they're looking for. Um, I don't know. I would love to meet somebody like
Like a
in
Travis
person.
Walton or Betty
Yeah,
Hill. Yeah.
yeah. I would love to like meet him and just talk with them. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what did you like? I want to know what you saw because everybody twists everything.
That's the thing. It's like the game telephone, bro. Like I always say this. Like by the time we get the actual answers, it's so off of what actually. Like, think about it, dude. All right, the Bible was written however many hundreds of thousands of years ago, or whatever the case. How many times, like, there's a New Testament, the Old Testament? Where's the First Testament? Where's the one that was actually written? Like, let's
Nobody
read
wants to
that.
see that one though.
Yeah, that's down buried in the middle of the what the hell is it? In Italy.
The trench.
No, the church, the fucking
Oh yeah,
Vatican.
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 Vatican. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all buried in that basement, dude. That's one place. If I could remote view, I'd like to remote view over there.
Sure.
See, that's the thing too. Like, do you think like some of these people who are abducted, like, do you think they maybe come back with something like that sense where maybe Betty and Barney Hill, like after they went and were abducted and shit, they could come back and they could remote view, or was this a government operation and it's something they had to go through in order to, like, that's what they remember. Like, yeah, like it could literally, scientists could be wearing masks to look like aliens, drug them up, you know what I mean, to make them have this crazy story, to make
Exactly.
the regular public believe it. Like nothing is out of, like, especially in a conspiracy cast,
Nothing is impossible.
nothing is impossible, dude.
Yeah,
Nothing.
dude.
Nothing.
I will say, like the ones I feel like that like genuinely do get abducted. I feel like unless they do like you said, it's all Hollywood or whatever, and it's great acting, but I feel like they all look like something's been taken from them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They got like that empty look in their face. They're, like some people get interviewed constantly, and you just watch throughout, like their body language never changes. They're like slunched over, they're just like they're not happy, they're not sad, but they're like almost empty. You know?
I know exactly what you're saying, bro. Like they literally lost a piece of themselves.
Yeah. Like whatever they needed. Because I mean, man,
Bro, and they only went, this happened at 10:30 at night. So it's not like it was, 3 a.m. Granted, they're up in the mountains, so there wasn't a lot of people on the road, but still there was probably enough people around to see something.
I wonder how many people were abducted from 1954 to 1961.
In state parks alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm reading something here. Barney thought it was a plane until it swooped down almost over the highway. Barney walked toward it, as I said earlier. He sees it doing figure eights in the window. He said one of them looked right at him. Yeah, no thanks. Barney ran back to the car. Does you remember hearing a series of beeping sounds? Next they know, it's 2 hours later and they're 35 miles away.
Yeah, and I saw something like at the end of the story, the leaders of the extraterrestrials asked them to wait until the ship left for them to leave.
Mm.
And then they left.
So they waited 3 years. 1964, 3 years later, they finally see a psychiatrist. That's when they see Benjamin Simon. They both describe the same thing, the insomnia. The story didn't go public until 1965 when a newspaper runs it. Then it comes out that interrupted journey in a later made for a TV movie. People freaked out. Some believed, some laughed. Some said it was a mix of sleep deprivation and misidentified aircraft. This is real. A street light. People thought it was a street light they saw, and they were just so sleep deprived they thought they probably passed out. But their car wasn't damaged. I see nothing about their car being damaged or anything like that. And the one thing that this literally sticks out to me, though, and I've read it 3 different times when I've read something up on this. They stuck to their story. They never got rich off it, and they never changed their tune. Very similar to Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar has not really profited off, like, he didn't want to do his story. Like, Jeremy Corbell, the producer of that movie, is the one who wanted to do that. Like, Lazar wasn't really looking to get his story out. He put the story out, and he says it right in his documentary, for protection, to make sure that they kind of didn't put a hit on him and disappear his ass. So that was the reason Lazar came out. But these people never really, they never wanted fame. Like, a lot of people in this situation now, like, yeah, some people are going to think you're crazy, but I'd say more than half of the people would probably be like, yeah, that's, especially now with all the drones and everything else, like, shit, that probably happened. Like, Area 51 Anthony, maybe he's not in vacation with the fam. Maybe the dude got abducted.
Maybe. I mean, he was, dude, it's crazy, man, to think, right?
It is that crazy to think, like, dude, especially like, all right, so I live in a little bit of the suburbs in a rural area. I mean, I have a lot of people around me, so it's not like I'm in the middle of nowhere, but there's mountains, there's small mountains around here. There's some people who don't have neighbors for miles. Like, poof, you could go, man. Same as missing 411 up in the Adirondacks. Simple, man. Shit can happen very quickly. Just disappear. Like, the Messick, that missing 411. Boom. Was he abducted? Did he fall into a cave? Where did he go? Nobody knows. 10 plus years later, people still don't know.
So, man, when everything disappears, including the candy wrapper or whatever, and there's like no trace evidence of anything, and there's like no leaves rustled, he was taken from the top.
Yeah, dude.
Don't touch nothing, you know. Like,
that's what I truly am, like, starting to believe that he. So I've started looking into I found a map of the Adirondack caves. I think Adirondack Bigfoot posted something, and I'm gonna kind of take that and do a little layover and see if I can compare it to, like, missing persons and where they disappeared from and that kind of thing. See if
I'm trying to look at a couple things. Like, I'd be like, how many alien abductions? Like, anything you put like alien abductions or anything in, the first sentence is always like, the information is not readily available.
Yeah.
You know, like, they don't like talking about it. They don't like it out there. You know, like, I said, like, how many national park alien abductions claim to be in national parks from 1954 and present, and they have 2 of them. But
here's a little bit from the Travis Walton incident. This was in 1975, so we're 14 years after Betty and Barney Hill. This is a West Coast one. It was hugely regarded as a hoax, but I truly don't think this was a hoax, because there were so many people involved with this one. Did you see this movie, Mike?
Which one?
Fire in the Sky, the Travis Walton.
So. Yeah, I think so.
He was a logger. Walton was employed by his future brother-in-law, Mike Rogers, on a contract where they would be doing some woodwork, chopping down trees out in the middle of the woods. And let's see here, November 5th, the crew reported Walton missing. They recall driving back after sunset. Mike Rogers stopped the truck, and Walton walked into the forest towards overhead light. Walton was illuminated by a beam of light, and Rogers drove away with the others. Police organized search parties that were called off at the insistence of Travis's mom. After 5 days and 6 hours, Walton called his sister from a phone booth miles away He sold this story to the tabloid, the National Enquirer. So that's why he wasn't, like, a lot of people didn't believe him right off the rip, because he sold it to the National Enquirer for $5,000. Wow.
For how much of the National Enquirer was actually a lie now? You think about it.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. No doubt. Like, a
What
lot
was
of
the
shit
other
you
one? There was
see.
like another one too that was just like the National Enquirer or something else. And people
Uh,
always bash and say it was fake news.
let's see. 6 members of the crew claimed they were driving down the forest road when they saw the light, blah, blah, blah. The loggers, Rogers and 2 crew members agreed to turn to Turkey Springs. Yeah, my man disappeared for 5 days. Following day, November 7th, a search party of nearly 50 people scoured the area but failed to find Travis or any signs. They did a helicopter search. They had dogs out, everything. Now, this is out in Arizona as well. A member of a Phoenix-based UFO interest group recorded a 65-minute interview with crew chief Mike Rogers, Travis' older brother, Dwayne Walton. At no point during the interview did either express any fear or concern for Travis. Rather, they expressed confidence that Travis would be returned. During the interview, Rogers discussed forestry contracts, saying, "This contract we have is seriously behind schedule. In fact, Monday, the time is up." So they also think that they did this to slow down the contract and buy them more time to get the job done. November 9th, law enforcement continued the search for Travis until late afternoon, when Walton's mother again requested the search be halted. On November 12th, shortly after midnight, that's when he called his sister. The sheriff, he went to the sheriff, who dispatched a deputy to his family's house. The deputy arrived at 2 a.m. and let's see, they did not reveal that they knew that Travis came home. So he went and checked out on all the guys, seeing if they were working with him first. And then he also met with a hypnotherapist. I wonder why they send him to the hypnotherapist right off the rip. That's like the first person they take him to. Same thing with
Yeah.
Betty and Barney Hill.
Let's try to unlock their memories.
Dude, I've been into this shit like since I was a kid, man. I love UFO shit. I love the abduction shit. It's such a crazy.
But you wouldn't
Are
you
these
think it
people
would be
completely
talked about
nuts?
more,
Yeah,
right?
like
Like
I
the
think
biggest
people are afraid to come out because they'll be so embarrassed, and just um like, oh, everybody's gonna think I'm crazy and that kind of thing. But not here on Conspiracy Chaos. Nobody's crazy.
yeah, you want to come and talk about some alien abduction, you come up here, we'll listen.
Come talk about some alien carvings. You want to talk about Bigfoot? What else we've talked about? We got Tartaria. We've talked about. We've talked about some
Okay.
vibrations with human vibration. Working on getting Uncle Sammy T up here. Working on it still, man. Working on it.
Yeah.
He's
I was
coming up
watching.
for the Connecticut show in a couple weeks, so hopefully we can get it done before then. Help him get him some promo.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Too bad he doesn't golf, right? Be like, yo, meet us July 10th and 11th.
Yeah, right. No, he's up here to end up. The beginning of August 2nd and 3rd, I believe.
Hell
So
yeah.
Boston and then Connecticut. Connecticut's closer, so I'll go to that one.
Yo, so not really. I don't know if it's a conspiracy yet, but did you see that shit where there's some guy started a fire in Idaho, and the firefighters would go up there, and the guy would start sniping them?
Current
When he was putting out the
current
fire?
events. Current events. Dude, how sick is that, dude? What the fuck is wrong with people, man?
Dude, insane.
What happened? I think one fireman passed,
Yeah, I think so too.
and 2 were in critical condition is the last update I seen on Twitter. So it's fucking, dude, it's complete and utter chaos, man. It truly is. I
It's
just don't.
unreal. It's unreal.
I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. Let me see if we got any videos of those. And
I think I have the. I think I sent the where the firefighters radio in. Don't go up there.
yeah, all right. So, Mike, let me know if this is working. I'm trying here, bro.
I see it. You're
It's
scrolling.
moving. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So, real quick before I forget, this is a little video I found of Betty and Barney.
Yeah. Oh, what happened?
Oh, did I stop it? Shit.
Yeah, it's not playing.
All right, my bad. Hold on.
Excuse me. What you got going on over here?
Can you hear it?
No,
Oh
doesn't
shit! I
even.
thought you
But looks like the screen's frozen.
were.
I don't know. See, this is what happened when Ant leaves.
Shit, man. Ant leaves
Riding on
around.
roller coasters and shit.
Yeah. See, man. Sorry, bro. I thought you could hear it the whole time.
No,
All
I
right.
see it.
You got any? Can you see the screen now?
I see it, but you can't hear it. It's not moving. It's not. Looks like a little alien UFO on the picture with the lovely alien couple.
I tried. I got it to work before. I don't know why I can't get to do it now. So
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you gave it your
I don't know.
best.
I tried, man. I fucking tried. So what do you want to do here for whatchamacallit? I wanted to show that Betty and Barney Hill because it's a cool little video. It kind of breaks down the whole story. I'll post it on our stories on Instagram. Fuck, that sucks. That fucking sucks.
I just don't know how it's not talked about more. How there's not like more people getting abducted or like being known because I mean they claim that space is so big, the galaxies are so big. How do we not have more encounters?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. It's such a like a UFOs is like a funny topic.
It really is. It's
You can easily discredit it and just call it hoopla, or you can be like full blown into it. You know, like are they Anunnaki aliens? Are they, you know, what are they? Who, you know,
Grays.
the Greys? Like,
I think
where do they actually come from? Do they actually come from the ocean? Do they come from like how do they break our dome to get in here?
are they already in it? Excuse me. Are they
Yeah.
already in here? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Are they already here? And then they're through the firmament, or they're coming from the center of the earth, or whatever the case may be.
Like,
But yeah,
what's the movie? Black Panther. It's a Marvel. Like, you got to really watch the Marvel movies because it has like it does dimensions. It
yeah,
does like some of the things they talk about, and you see like where um Iron Man's AI robot that's like his right hand man throughout the house and everything, and it goes with him everywhere. He's a
yeah.
computer. He turns into like a robot, and his AI gets taken over, and he wants to kill humanity because they're gonna ruin Earth, right? Like it's kind of similar with the AI stuff now. Well, they have a thing where in Black Panther they would just be flying their machine or ship and go right through a portal, and bam, they're right there. You know what I mean? But supposedly it was on Earth, but you couldn't see
Right.
it because it was hidden, and they flew through a portal, and then they were just bam, then there they are. Could be,
Dude, I went on
I
that ride in Disney. That shit was dope.
mean,
Guardians of the Galaxy shit.
yeah.
That
Hey, you
ride
did watch
fucking
the
wow.
movies.
No, I
Oh,
never
you
seen the
went
movie. I
right?
just went on the ride. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep, just went on the ride.
it's on the ride, dude. Speaking of crazy things, you see Alligator Alcatraz?
Yeah, dude. How crazy is that? That's awesome. That's opening down in Florida, right? That's Florida?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what they're doing is they got a jail. I'd love to show you because you sent it to the group, and there's literally a what do you call it, a moat around the
Yeah,
jail
yeah.
with live gator infested waters. So feel free to try to swim out of that bitch, man. It's
Dude.
crazy.
Yeah. It has like a runway that comes up to it and stuff, dude. It's insane looking.
That's nuts, dude. That is so sick.
Watch
Like,
that watch that be like the new like real ID camp.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like where you don't meet that criteria, like social credit score, that's the jail you go to.
So did you have to get one to come up here?
Yeah, oh yeah, I had one. They've been doing it. They've had it. I've had it on since I got my license,
Okay.
and I didn't even know about it. Honestly,
Oh, so they just did
I
it?
didn't think anything of it. They didn't even ask.
Oh no shit. They just sent
Yeah, I've
they
had it on for years.
huh.
And then I was
Yeah.
like, I read about it, and I was like, really? And when I booked my flight, it said that I must have it by June 7th, if not
Hmm.
already, or I will not be able to fly.
No shit. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't have one. I didn't get one yet. I don't plan on going anywhere until I go down there with fucking next year to play some golf with you. But other than that, like I'm chilling for now. We just did our Disney trip. I didn't need anything for that. So I'll be staying put for a little bit. Walt took all my money, man. I'm not going nowhere. Some bitch. Nah, we'll
Yeah,
still do our local
this will be
shit.
my only flight. We'll see what happens. You never know. We might have a false flag attack before then.
What do you do? Do you drive up when you go to Carolina? You drive?
Oh yeah, that's only 4.5 hours.
Oh, okay. That's pretty
Yeah,
dope.
that's a hop, skip, and a jump, dude. That's a quarter tank of gas, baby.
Yeah, that's light work right there for sure.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So what do you think? You think 4th of July we're gonna get a false flag attack?
I feel like the 4th is something that's going to be planned. I was thinking about this. And I was out today on the golf course, and I was actually thinking about the 4th of July being the day like it all really pops off, and like I feel like it's going to be like a collab of. You've seen the Purge movies?
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's going to be like the Purge meets Red Dawn, and all fucking hell's just going to straight up. It's going to be migrants in the streets rioting. It's going to be a civil war. It's going to be the blue-haired
Dude, they got
people,
like a
the
Muslim
red hat
running for.
people, and
Like you saw that video in Michigan, them marching through the streets there. You got a guy who's Muslim
yeah,
running for mayor in New York or some shit like that, and he wants
yeah,
to.
bro.
Dude, I mean, it's going nuts everywhere. Texas, I mean, you see them everywhere.
What is Tripoli call them on conspiracy social club? The Muzzies. The Muzzies are everywhere, man. They're taking
Yeah,
over, bro. The
they're trying to
Muzzies
take
are
over.
taking over. Out the Slims, man. They're everywhere. They are though, dude. It's crazy. They're taking over.
They're trying to do it in Florida
They,
too.
you know, I mean, they've been here, Florida, New York. Like that guy wants to like charge people for everything to get in the wants to basically have like social credit score for the grocery store. We were kind of talking about this last week,
Yeah,
but
you got to
I
pay for it to
was
get
reading
in.
something in the post. Yeah, not only you got to pay to get in, but it's all like you're limited to what you can get and everything else.
Yep.
It's fucking nuts, man.
Yep. Now,
What is
you see
happening to
too.
this world?
Yeah, bro, it's getting crazy. And like, you see the chips that they put in the wrists. You just scan it at Whole Foods, right
Who
before
would
you walk in.
who willingly in the right mind would like is cool with that? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. I want someone if you are listening to this and like you think that's like a cool idea to get like chipped up, tell me why and like what the positives about that are. Like,
Yeah.
just to like, I just don't see any positives about it.
I
I don't. Am I
I have a
missing something?
theory. I have a theory. I think this is how they do it.
Let me
Right.
hear.
So like, for example, the same kind of concept, but the Elon Musk brain chip.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The way he's trying to get it out there to get volunteers that are healthy and no broken bones and stuff is this. He puts the brain chip out and he says, I'm going to cure and help with Parkinson's disease, dementia, this, that. The brain chip's going to work on that part of the brain. We're going to do this. And they program them. And there are success stories. Like there are people who, like Parkinson's, who's not shaking anymore and can live a normal life and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So then people like us, or people who, say, for example, they want to be better at golf. They want to focus better. Oh, let me go get this brain chip. This brain chip's got to be pretty successful. Looking like it's pretty good. Next thing, because they're not talking about it, but the brain chip thing is moving pretty damn fast for Elon Musk. Like he's getting tons and tons and tons of volunteers. Like it's insane. He can literally build an army with these brain chips.
These people who are chipped up.
Dude, now he's got goggles. that he claims the goggles that will cure blindness that people will be able to see again.
I'm colorblind, bro. Help a brother out.
They might, you never know. But I think where we're headed, nobody wants to go there. I'll tell you that.
Nah, I don't think. I think it's. But you know, man, when the way you see people bow down during the pandemic and like really follow government orders like that, like I don't know how many people are gonna. I mean, there was a majority of people, but at first, I think at first everybody was scared. Everybody didn't know, like everybody didn't know if this was going to be like contagion or outbreak or like what was really happening. But like once people realized like someone got it in their family and then like they're sick for a couple of days and then majority of people were good. I mean, obviously some people got sick and shit like that, but for the most part, you know,
Yeah, you're right, Pat.
everybody got through. I was just reading Pat's comment right there too. That's why I got caught off guard because it's a great comment. You're absolutely right, Pat. This might be the last. This might be the last 4th of July that we all know, man. Yep, it's a good possibility because the nukes could be flying real quick, man. Real quick.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
everybody
don't get me
enjoy it.
wrong.
Enjoy yourself.
A lot of movies happen on the 4th of July.
Independence
Like,
Day, dog.
yeah, a lot of them
That was
happen like
just
that.
on, man. That was just on HBO or whatever I was watching. I was scrolling through the channels earlier. I mean, that kind of, if Hollywood's telling us something, they use the alien invasion. They bring it all in, the NWO, boom, boom, boom.
Dude,
Project
I'm just curious.
Blue Beam.
I'm just curious to see which plan they actually use. Because they obviously it's like the spider effect where like they just throw out a bunch of plans at you
Mm-hmm.
and you got to figure out which one it is. And like every
Yeah,
plan has like a really good backstory. Um, some is far fetched, obviously. I mean, not everything is real. Obviously, a lot of things are AI. Um, but when you find those ones, and because you find the common denominators and the consistency, and that's the ones you see that are that you kind of are like, all right, this is consistent. This has got to be real. Um,
oh,
uh, I just totally lost my train of thought.
it's all good though, because you just when you were talking earlier um, about the government and stuff like that, it reminded me of something. I just asked ChatGPT, did Project Blue Book look into Betty and Barney Hill? Yes, Project Blue Book did take interest in Betty and Barney Hill abduction case, but only in a limited surface level. Here's the breakdown. Project Blue Book was the Air Force official investigation into UFOs from 52 to 69. Its primary goal to determine if UFOs were a threat to national security and to scientifically analyze the data. Let's see. So it just breaks down the Hill case pretty much. So they did report the incident. They didn't call the police. Well, it was reported to the Air Force Base, the Pease Air Force Base in New Hampshire. That's weird. That's the first time I'm seeing that.
Yeah, why would you go to the police? Why'd you go to the Air Force?
Went to the Air Force Base. I don't know if that was the closest thing, or
I wonder how many.
They didn't have 911 back then either, so we got to keep that in mind.
Yeah, for sure. Well, they
The
did.
sighting,
You had to rotate the dial.
yeah, the sighting was included in Blue Book's records as unexplained, but not flagged as a threat or given high priority. Blue Book dismissed most sightings unless there was hard radar or physical evidence, which the Hills did not have. Why no deep dive? The Air Force didn't take the abduction seriously. Blue Book had a strong bias toward conventional explanations. They wanted hard, solid evidence, and abduction cases weren't their focus. In later years, Dr. J. Allen Hynek, the scientific advisor to Project Blue Book, admitted he found the Hill case fascinating and said it deserved more serious study, but Blue Book wasn't equipped for that type of investigation. Huh. So they did look into it, but not into a deep dive. I was just curious. We were talking about that because the government's like, when Independence Day with these aliens coming in, set up Project Blue Beam. once we started talking about that, my mind rolled over, remembering that an episode of Project Blue Book. They talked about the Betty and Barney Hill.
Dude, I
But yeah,
put up
man.
when we were talking about Air Force and this and that.
Yeah.
Looked up how many military bases are by national parks, and there are numerous military bases by national parks.
Huh.
So what if, I mean, obviously Air Force have been known to fly UFOs, like certain pilots with classified clearance.
Yep.
So what if this is just all tied together? Like, well, what if they're abducting people by national parks and taking them to these bases?
For study.
Yeah,
Or sacrificing them, or
sacrifice. They're just taking them just to fill out the narrative.
And to maybe do, this is the type of shit where Elon's products are getting tested on. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or super soldiers, or
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
because how can you not know
MK
how
Ultra.
many abductions have happened? Like people come out and talk about it. Like, so how many have been put in a mental hospital for it to keep quiet?
Hopefully, Area 51 Anthony's review goes okay, and he'll be out soon, guys.
Right. What about like you hear some celebrities talk about their minds being erased?
Mm-hmm.
Like Ariana Grande
Men in
talking.
Black. Men in
Yeah,
Black
like
with the
Men in
blue
Black.
light.
Like, what if like they're having these things done to them, or maybe like say they take them, use them for something, and then take them back and erase their memory.
Right.
Like, I just find it hard to believe that there's like not more people that would come out and say there's alien abductions. As popular as it has been for what, since the 50s.
Yeah, we're going back because I mean Roswell was what? Roswell was in the 40s,
50,
late
yeah,
40s,
yeah.
and
And it
that's when
said
our
54
technology
was the
definitely
treaty.
changed. Yeah.
Correct. 54 was the treaty. Like, let's see here. Relationship between military and national parks is varied. Some parks containing active military installations, like Fort Jefferson at Dry Tortugas National Park. Other parks, historical military sites such as forts within Golden Gate and Gateway National Recreation Areas. Some military bases even offer lodging for military personnel and their families. 11
This is
national parks have military personnel.
11.
11.
That's wild shit, boy.
That is crazy.
Mission 411. I'd love to get Politis on to talk about some Mission 411. I would love to get him on. This documentary is so crazy. Anthony allegedly has a tie to someone related to this Messick, like I guess pretty close to, or Messick, one of Messick's sons. I don't know if you want to come on and talk about it or whatever, but I would love to have him on and have the conversation. That's for sure. He was one of the brothers or one of the sons that was out there hunting with him that day. He was out in the field with him. So
really,
yeah, it's when you go up there, man. I've been camping up in the Adirondacks near Brant Lake a bunch, like back in high school. We used to go camping up there. 10, 12 years ago, I was up there camping, and it's a weird place up there at night, man. I will say that it is a weird place up there at night. It's super quiet. You feel like you really are in the middle of nowhere. Even when you're at a campsite with a bunch of people, it's super dark. Obviously, you're in the woods, middle of the woods with nothing out there. So I don't know.
but that's how
I'm
urban
not the
legends
biggest
are
fan of the
supposed to
woods.
feel, though.
Right.
Creepy.
That's something I think. I wish we set something up too when you come up here, man, to go on do a little research with Adirondack Bigfoot and pull up to see if he's got any investigation or hunts he's on or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that'd be pretty cool as well.
I wish our Tartarian Explorer was home. But
yeah, he's going he's going to like October.
Yeah.
Dude, have you been following his page?
Oh yeah.
Dude, that's some of the shit he's posting is so cool.
Yeah, it is.
Cool.
Especially at where he's at now. He's at like a very like peaceful, like very good vibe, like garden and stuff, dude. Like he's just living his best life, bro.
He's
It's
chilling,
awesome.
man.
Hell yeah.
I would love to take like a 5-month vacation and just do it fucking where I want to go and just go on my journey and just go.
Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll get this podcast up and running, dude, and we can start doing trips like that.
I hope so, man. That'd be pretty sick.
That would be dope.
To do that, we need everybody who's listening to like, share, subscribe. Go check out YouTube. Go check out Instagram. Follow us on Twitter, on X. Get that following up. Talk to a couple guests that I'd like to have on. Our following wasn't big enough for them, so we need a little help. We could have some pretty cool guests on. So you help us, we'll help you, get you some better content as well. But Mike, I think pretty good episode. Once again, we couldn't pull up anything because we don't know what the hell we're doing without Area 51. And I had it in the practice run.
You did. You did.
I don't know what happened. I feel like I want to try it one more time.
Do it. Try it one more time.
Just for the fuck of it.
Do a different video. See what happens.
All right.
I see the mouse. See, I can't hear nothing if you click that. Oh, something got bigger.
The story I'm about to tell not only proves to me there is another world up there somewhere.
It's on.
Can you hear it, Mike?
Yeah. Some type of creatures or beings exist on that world.
I think everyone in the country has heard about Betty and Barney Hill.
We're driving along. I don't know where we are. I don't even know how we got here.
The thing that has continued to be an enigma, a puzzle to me, is that I said, my God, they're going to capture us. And I have never understood why. I cannot understand why I made that remark.
Hey, Rod.
Speaking with Chuck Burgess,
rewind that real quick.
For WCIS Radio and Pascal.
They're both of them on there.
Well,
the picture of him?
Yeah.
I can't rewind it.
Oh, you can't? All right, we'll wait till it goes back and go through it again.
I listened to the tape that they made for the police department when Captain Glenn Ryder and Sheriff Brad Diamond of the Jackson County Sheriff's Department, when they were trying to break their story, and I heard the tape that they made there, and from all appearances, something happened to them. We all find this hard to believe, but something happened to them. Their description, their stories matched. They were interrogated separately and then left in a room together to discuss it, and it was all the same story all the time.
I went down to Pascagoula completely negative, but I worked with those men for quite a while. I listened to tapes that had been taken when they didn't know they were being taped. I saw how Charlie behaved under hypnosis, and
yeah, bro, it's crazy, man. I don't know that thing's gonna roll for a couple minutes, but it's pretty nuts, dude. It's pretty nuts. Let's see what other videos we got in here real quick. We can post up. We go back over to the Instagram. How do I get out of this one? Messages. We'll go right into chaos. Oh, is this the, which one's this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the one for Alcatraz.
Alligator Alcatraz, yeah. That one right there.
This one.
That one's pretty good.
Ushering in a surveillance state right in front of your...
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I can't.
Yeah, it's not playing. All right.
They might be ushering in a surveillance state right in front of...
All right, that video don't work. Me check out. No,
Why does it keep turning off? I could hear it.
I couldn't hear it on mine. It kept freezing up.
Oh. There you go. Let's try that one. That one worked last time.
Ambush multi. Oh yeah, this is what you were talking about earlier. Sorry.
Central BC 5, Central BC 5. BC 5 off state.
Can you hear it?
I did. Now it went off.
Yeah, same. I don't know what it's doing.
Yeah, it's working. Oh well.
We gave it a run. We got one to play. Try my best for you, folks. Try my best for you. Area 51, Boardwalk Anthony, we'll call him today, this week. I don't know. Boardwalk with the kids and the fam. But no, good episode, Mike. This is a lot of fun. Go check it out for yourself. Some Betty and Barney Hill. Go check out Fire in the Sky. Great movie about Travis Walton. Great movie and story about that abduction. But a fun topic always to look into is the abductions and UFOs, Roswell, all that type of shit. I always have fun with this type of conspiracy. Get you off some of the seriousness of all the craziness that's going on right now with, Iran and Iraq and us and Ukraine and Russia and China and what other countries? I mean, every other country in the world pretty much to get us rolling for World War III going into the 4th of July. So
Like that game of Risk.
pretty much, man. Pretty much. Not sure what we'll do for Wednesday yet, if we'll have an episode or not. I know the 4th of July is coming up, so we'll see. Maybe we'll try to bring a guest on. Maybe Area 51. Anthony can jump back on. Highly unlikely. It was so funny. He was like, yeah, I'm going to try to jump on and blah, blah, blah. And right before he hangs up, he goes, his wife goes, no, you're not. And I heard him like right before he hung up, I started dying. I was like, yep, no, this wasn't happening.
Yeah, you're good, Ant. Enjoy your time.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Everybody needs a break. But once again, make sure you guys go like, subscribe, share. Please, please, please go on Apple and give us a 5-star rating. We'll read your reviews on the podcast. If you leave a 5-star rating, that will help us in the algorithm as well as leave a comment on YouTube. That will help boost the algorithm a little bit as well. So please give us a helping hand there. We'll have some merch coming out soon, working on some shirts. Just got to get some sizes and talk to you guys about where you want to put the logo and what size logo, that kind of thing. But my buddy's going to hook us up with some shirts for a pretty good price. So we'll be getting some shirts out pretty soon.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, appreciate everybody tuning in to Conspiracy Chaos. And we will catch you. We'll probably see you on Wednesday with another episode. Peace.
Yeah. Peace, Pat.